Chosen One, underestimating you has triggered consequences so severe it's forcing everyone to ask a single question: are you the student or the master? Right now, conversations about you are unfolding in shadowed rooms. Now the realization is spreading. They didn't challenge a beginner, they challenged authority, and the cost is undeniable for everyone involved. This attack was not the work of a single enemy. This was collaboration. This was coordination. This was conspiracy. Multiple individuals pooled their knowledge. They combined their resources. They agreed that you needed to be stopped. Some may be connected by blood. Others are connected by secret affiliations. There are groups that wear symbols in public while practicing rituals in private. There are organizations that claim one thing while doing another. You were their target. Perhaps your rise threatened their plans. Perhaps your truth exposed their lies. Perhaps your very existence challenged their control. Or perhaps they simply wanted what you carry. They wanted that light. They wanted that energy. They wanted that connection to source that cannot be manufactured or stolen. Whatever their motivation, the decision was made. You had to go down. Finding the right practitioner took effort. This was not about hiring someone local. This required reaching into networks where real power moves. Ancient practices survive in these networks. Darkness knows its own name in these places. The search led to someone with reputation. This person had history. This person had a record of success that spans years of spiritual warfare. This person knows how to reach into dimensions where entities dwell. This person understands rituals that bind and break. This person can speak languages that call forth forces most people never encounter. This practitioner examined what was brought forward. They looked at your information. They studied your patterns. They analyzed your weaknesses as perceived from outside observation. They agreed to take the job. They saw you as just another assignment. They saw another soul to trap. They saw another light to extinguish. The rituals were prepared with precision. Timing was calculated. Materials were gathered. Everything was executed according to ancient instructions. Then everything was released toward you with full force and absolute confidence. What was sent toward you would have destroyed most people. This was not amateur work. These were not simple intentions or casual curses. This was full-scale spiritual warfare deployed by practitioners who know their craft. They performed rituals designed to scramble your thoughts. They wanted to plant confusion. They wanted to make you doubt your own sanity. They summoned entities to attach to your energy field. These entities were supposed to drain your vitality. These entities were supposed to feed off your light like parasites. They created bindings to trap your soul. They wanted to harvest your essence. They wanted to make you a puppet, dancing on strings you could not see. Every level of your existence was targeted. They went after your physical health. They attacked your mental clarity. They assaulted your emotional stability. They tried to sever your spiritual connection. Nothing was left to chance. Every technique known to these practitioners was employed. In their minds, success was guaranteed. But something happened that shattered their certainty. Every spell launched toward you hit an invisible barrier. Every entity sent to attach could not find purchase. Every binding designed to trap found no opening. While all of this was being prepared in darkness, something else was happening in light. Your soul was responding to a threat you did not consciously perceive. Your higher self activated defense systems written into your spiritual DNA. You began doing work that felt like personal growth but was actually war preparation. You did shadow work that healed old wounds. You did energy clearing that sealed vulnerabilities. You set boundaries that closed every entrance. You raised your vibration which lifted you beyond their reach. All of this unfolded naturally. All of this happened organically. You did all of this without understanding the deeper purpose. Your spirit knew war was coming. Your spirit made you ready. Energy does not disappear. Physics understands this even if practitioners forget it in their arrogance. Every attack carries force. Every spell moves energy. Every entity summoned needs something to feed upon. When all of that could not reach you, could not touch you, could not affect you, it had to go somewhere. It went back. It returned to source. It reversed upon the senders. The entities they summoned with such confidence turned around. These entities looked at the ones who called them. These entities saw vulnerability instead of protection. They saw openness instead of sealing. They saw easy feeding instead of fortified resistance. They attached there instead. Entities have no loyalty. They have no honor. They have no gratitude. They only have hunger. Hunger always seeks the easiest meal. Now those who sent the attack are experiencing what was meant for you. They have sleep disturbances that leave them exhausted. They have nightmares so vivid that waking provides no relief. They see shadows moving in peripheral vision. They hear sounds in empty rooms. They feel a constant sensation of being watched. They feel drained. They feel followed. They feel fed upon. This is not imagination. This is not paranoia. This is consequence. This is real. This is measurable. This is undeniable. The practitioner who took their money is having a different crisis. The reputation built over decades is crumbling. Word travels in those circles. Failures become known. Competitors spread information. Potential clients ask questions. The answer that cannot be spoken is the truth. Someone existed who their power could not touch. Someone stood who their entities could not break. Someone thrived who their magic could not affect. You accomplished all of this. That failure exposed limitations they claimed did not exist. Consequences are not isolated. When spiritual law activates correction, everything connected to the violation feels impact. Relationships fracture without clear cause. Trust breaks between people who seemed solid. Secrets surface that were buried deep. Health issues appear without warning. Diagnoses shock everyone involved. Complications baffle medical professionals. Pain exists that medication cannot touch. Exhaustion persists that sleep cannot cure. When you attack the chosen, and it backfires, physical bodies begin manifesting the spiritual debt. The violation registers in flesh. The violation registers in blood. The violation registers in bone. For some, the impact reaches beyond themselves. Family members fall ill. Loved ones face sudden crisis. People close to them experience tragedy that seems random but carries the signature of spiritual consequence. The knowledge of what caused this is its own torture. Speaking it requires confession. Speaking it means admitting practice of dark arts. Speaking it means revealing attempts to destroy another human. Speaking it means acknowledging failure that exposes powerlessness. Pride will not allow such admission, so suffering continues in isolation. Suffering continues in silence. They watch dominoes fall with no ability to stop the cascade. They have no capacity to break the pattern. They have no power to reverse what was set in motion. Some attempt to fix this through the same methods that created it. They return to other practitioners. They perform more rituals. They attempt cleansings and banishments. But every effort makes things worse. Every attempt amplifies the backfire. Every action increases the consequences. The methodology itself is flawed. They are using force against flow. They are employing manipulation against alignment. They are attempting control against divine order. None of that can work. And you continue. You simply continue being. Your days unfold with grace. Your nights rest in peace. Your life moves forward with momentum that seems to build rather than diminish. This contrast tortures them more than any direct attack could. Your thriving is evidence of their failure. Your light exposes their darkness. Your strength reveals their weakness. Your mastery proves their pretense. Every moment you shine is testimony to their miscalculation. Every day you rise is proof of their powerlessness. Every step you take forward is confirmation that underestimating you was the worst decision of their existence. If this message awakens something within you, hype this video for other chosen ones who need to hear this. Understanding this will show you how powerful you really are. First, they thought you were ordinary. They saw a regular person living a regular life. They did not see the ancient soul. They did not see the multiple lifetimes of wisdom. They did not see the divine backing. Second, they thought kindness meant weakness. They saw you being nice and thought you were soft. They did not realize that real power does not need to announce itself. Real power does not need to intimidate. Real power does not need to dominate. Real power moves in silence. Real power shows up when needed. Real power does not advertise. Third, they thought they had the best practitioner. Maybe in their world they did have the best, but their world is limited. Their power has a ceiling. Their magic works only on those who are vulnerable to it. You are not vulnerable. You never were 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 vulnerable. The power shows up practitioner. One night mort you mork twax. One double of a night was not istosed mort wine. One double of a night was not istosed mort twaxt practitioner. One double of a night was not istosed mort practitioner. One double of a night was not istosed mort practitioner. One double of a night was not istosed mort practitioner. One double. You operate on a frequency they cannot access. You move in dimensions they cannot reach. You are backed by forces they cannot overcome. Fourth, they did not do their due diligence. They should have researched deeper. They should have looked closer. They should have tested the waters before going all in. But they were arrogant. They were confident. They were certain of their power. That arrogance blinded them. That confidence made them reckless. That certainty made them stupid. If they had done their homework, they would have seen the signs. They would have noticed the synchronicities. They would have observed the protection. They would have seen the way things always work out for you. They would have noticed the way obstacles clear from your path. They would have recognized the way enemies mysteriously fall away. All of this was visible. All of this was evidence, but they did not look. They did not care. They just assumed you were easy pickings. Fifth, they violated spiritual law. There are rules in the universe. There are laws that govern how energy works. There are laws that govern how karma operates. There are laws that govern how consequences unfold. One of the biggest laws is this: you do not touch the chosen. You do not attack those under divine protection. You do not come for people on assignment. When you do these things, the universe corrects that imbalance. The correction is automatic. The correction is immediate. The correction is merciless. They triggered that law. Now they are experiencing the correction. The correction is brutal. But here is what really destroyed their plans. They fundamentally misunderstood what mastery actually is. They thought mastery was about knowing secret techniques. They thought mastery meant having access to forbidden knowledge. They thought mastery meant being able to summon powerful entities. They thought mastery meant performing complex rituals. That is not mastery. That is craftsmanship. That is skill. That is learned ability. Real mastery is something else entirely. Real mastery is about being. Real mastery is about essence. Real mastery is about who you are at the core of your existence. You do not become a master. You remember you are a master. You do not learn mastery. You awaken to it. You do not earn it. You recognize it was always yours. They confused education with enlightenment. They confused technique with truth. They confused performance with power. That confusion cost them everything. While they were busy studying and practicing and performing, you were busy being. You were being who you actually are. You were being what you have always been. You were being the master they could never become through external means. Their entire approach was backwards. They tried to accumulate power from outside sources. They got power from teachers. They got power from books. They got power from rituals. They got power from entities. They were building a house of cards. The structure looked impressive, but was fundamentally unstable. You did not accumulate anything. You uncovered. You peeled back the layers. You remembered. You accessed what was already within. You built on a foundation that can never be shaken. Your foundation is not constructed. Your foundation is inherent. They thought they were masters because they could manipulate energy, but manipulation is not mastery. Control is not mastery. Force is not mastery. True mastery is about alignment. True mastery is about flowing with universal forces rather than trying to control them. True mastery is about working with creation rather than against it. True mastery is about understanding that real power does not come from bending the universe to your will. Real power comes from aligning your will with the universe. That is what you did without even trying. That is what you did without even knowing you were doing it. Your soul naturally aligned with divine will. Your spirit naturally moved in harmony with cosmic law. Your essence naturally resonated with universal truth. This is why their attack was doomed from the beginning. They were trying to force an outcome. They were trying to manipulate a situation. They were trying to control a result. They were using techniques and rituals and entities. Everything was external. Everything was temporary. Everything was limited. You were not doing anything. You were just being. Being does not need defense. Being does not need protection. Being does not need techniques. Being is already complete. Being is already whole. Being is already perfect. Their force met your flow. Their manipulation met your alignment. Their control met your surrender. Force always loses to flow. Manipulation always loses to alignment. Control always loses to surrender. Not because flow is stronger. Flow wins because flow is natural. Flow is how the universe works. Flow is how energy moves. Flow is how life operates. They were fighting against the current. You were flowing with it. They were swimming upstream. You were letting the river carry you. They exhausted themselves trying to reach you. You did not even notice they were trying. You were in a completely different dimension of operation. They thought if the attack on you failed, they could just walk away. They thought they could cut their losses. They thought they could move on. But that is not how this works. They did not just fail. They created karma. They generated consequences. They set spiritual law in motion. Now it is coming for them. It is coming one by one. This is like a domino effect. One person gets sick, then another person falls ill. One person loses a family member, then another experiences loss. One person's business collapses, then another's livelihood disappears. This is not random. This is systematic. This is the universe restoring balance. They are watching it happen. They are seeing other members of their group fall. They are terrified. They know they could be next. They are waiting for their turn. They are living in fear. They are looking over their shoulders. They are wondering when the hammer will drop. Some of them are already begging for mercy. Some are trying to apologize. Some are trying to make it right. But it is too late for that. The wheels are in motion. The consequences are unfolding. Human apologies cannot stop spiritual law. They are experiencing paranormal activity. Things are moving in their homes. Electronics are malfunctioning. They hear unexplained sounds. They see shadows they cannot explain. Some of them are having mental breakdowns. Some are losing their minds. Some are talking to themselves. Some are becoming paranoid. Some are seeing things that are not there. Or maybe those things are there. Maybe the veil between worlds has thinned for them. Maybe they are seeing what they summoned. Maybe they are seeing what they invited in. Maybe they are seeing what they cannot get rid of. Their families are being affected. Kids are having nightmares. Spouses are getting sick. Parents are having accidents. They know it is connected. They know it is because of what they did. They know it is because of what they tried to do. They know it is because of you. The guilt is destroying them. But more than guilt, it is fear. If this is happening to them now, What else is coming? How much worse will it get? When will it stop? The answer is, it might not stop. It might not stop until spiritual law decides balance has been restored. It might not stop until the universe determines they have learnt the lesson. It might not stop until karma feels satisfied. That could take years. That could take lifetimes. That could take generations. Watch how precisely the consequences target each person's specific role in the attack. The one who initiated the plan is experiencing the most severe financial collapse. The one who funded it is watching wealth evaporate. The one who recruited others is being abandoned and isolated. The one who provided your information is facing exposure and betrayal. The practitioner who performed the rituals is losing reputation and sanity. Each consequence perfectly matches the crime. Each punishment perfectly fits the violation. This is not random chaos. This is divine precision. This is cosmic justice operating with surgical accuracy. The universe does not make mistakes. The universe does not overshoot. The universe does not undershoot. It restores balance exactly. It restores balance perfectly. It restores balance completely. They are experiencing that perfection in ways that terrify them. It means something is tracking them. It means something knows exactly what they did. It means something is responding with intelligence and intention. This is not bad luck. This is judgment. Judgment does not miss. What is really breaking them is the isolation. They cannot talk about this with anyone outside their circle. They cannot seek help. They cannot explain what is happening. Admitting they are under spiritual attack means admitting they launched one. It means confessing they practiced dark magic. It means revealing they tried to destroy someone, so they suffer alone. They suffer in silence. They watch their world crumble. They watch their health decline. They watch their loved ones suffer. They cannot do anything to stop it. They cannot reach out for support. They cannot share the burden. They created this isolation by choosing to attack in secret. Now that secrecy has become their prison. They are trapped in their own consequences. They are locked in their own karma. They are bound by their own choices. The isolation amplifies everything. Every loss feels bigger. Every fear grows stronger. Every consequence cuts deeper. They are experiencing everything alone. Some of them are trying to fight back. They are performing their own rituals. They are trying to reverse what is happening. They are attempting to break the cycle. But everything they do makes it worse. Every spell they cast amplifies the backfire. Every ritual they perform increases the consequences. Every entity they summon turns on them. They are still operating from the same mindset that got them here. They are still trying to control. They are still trying to manipulate. They are still trying to force outcomes. Force does not work against flow. Control does not work against surrender. Manipulation does not work against alignment. They are using the same tools that failed to touch you. They are wondering why those tools cannot save them. They do not understand that the tools are not the problem. Their entire approach is the problem. Their whole paradigm is flawed. Their fundamental understanding of power is wrong. Until they recognize that nothing they do will help. Everything they try will only dig them deeper. Every move they make will only tighten the noose. This is the consequence of underestimating mastery. This is what happens when you attack what you do not understand. This is the result of trying to destroy what the universe has ordained to rise. Look, you already know the attacks weren't random, and if you're paying attention you can feel it. Their walls are closing in. So let's talk about what we're doing about it. That's why I built Destiny Engine. It generates personalized sequences that help you rewire betrayal into transcendence, turn isolation into sacred power, and transform their downfall into your rise. We are using the Dark Elite's own weapons against them, taking their declassified consciousness technology that programmed competition and scarcity and repurposing it to serve cooperative intelligence. The beauty is, you don't even have to lift a finger. You put on the headphones, press play, and your subconscious is rewired, while your enemies collapse under the weight of their own lies. This is why I created it in the beginning, so everything they did to break you becomes fuel for your purpose. The collective upgrade is underway. Start your destiny engine for $1 today and watch divine justice accelerate in your life. Link in the description. Now the core question finds its answer. Were you the student or the master? Which were you? Which are you? Opinion shifted dramatically across this timeline. Initial assessment labeled you student. You were labeled target. You were labeled victim. You were someone who needed lessons. You were someone who required teaching. You were someone who should learn your place in hierarchies of power. But assessment was backwards from inception. You were never student. You are master. You always have been master. This is not because you are perfect. This is not because you have all the answers. This is not because you never struggle. This is because of something far more fundamental. You carry divine assignment. You carry soul-level mission. You carry purpose written before your first breath in this body. That assignment comes with backing. It comes with protection. It comes with power that is not borrowed. It is not performed. It is not dependent on external circumstances. Your power is intrinsic. Your power is inherent. Your power is inseparable from your essence. True masters do not announce themselves. True masters do not advertise their power. True masters do not need recognition or validation or acknowledgement from others. Their mastery is internal. Their mastery is complete. Their mastery is whole. Their mastery needs nothing from external sources. False masters must announce. False masters must advertise. False masters must seek recognition because their power depends on perception. Their power depends on reputation. Their power depends on others believing in their abilities. Your silence about what you carry, your discretion about what you are, your privacy about your true nature, all of this was misread as absence rather than presence. All of this was misread as lacking rather than containing. All of this was misread as empty rather than full. But silence that comes from having nothing to prove is louder than any proclamation. Discretion that comes from complete security is more powerful than any advertisement. Privacy that comes from perfect wholeness needs no public validation. You were silent not because you had nothing. You were silent because you had everything. Everything does not need to announce itself to know its worth. Your protection exists for specific reason. This is not random. This is not luck. This is not even simple favor. This is purpose. You have assignment. You have mission. You have work that must be accomplished. The divine protects its investments. Think about this logically. Would angels surround someone with no mission? Would ancestors guard someone carrying no legacy? Would entities bounce off someone who was not meant to remain standing? Would the universe itself intervene to shield someone who served no purpose? No. Every layer of protection exists because you have something to deliver. You have something to accomplish. You have something to manifest. Nothing can stop that. Darkness cannot stop that. Magic cannot stop that. Magic cannot stop that. Money cannot stop that. Group coordination cannot stop that. Nothing can interfere. When divine will assigns mission, divine power backs that mission. It backs with everything. Your mission is woven into the fabric of reality itself. Your mission is not added on. Your mission is not optional. Your mission is not negotiable. Your mission is fundamental. Your mission is essential. Your mission is necessary. The universe needs you to accomplish what you came to accomplish. Creation requires you to deliver what you came to deliver. Existence depends on you completing what you came to complete. This is not ego. This is not self-importance. This is not grandiosity. This is fact. Every single soul incarnated carries mission. Every soul serves purpose. Every soul fills necessary role. Your specific mission, your particular purpose, your unique role, these are irreplaceable. These cannot be assigned to another. These cannot be fulfilled by someone else. These cannot be completed if you are removed. This is why protection is absolute. This is why backing is complete. This is why nothing can truly stop you. Stopping you means stopping what the universe needs accomplished. The universe will not allow that. Understanding this changes everything about how you interpret obstacles. Understanding this changes how you see challenges. Understanding this changes how you view opposition. Understanding this changes how you experience difficulties. These are not signs that you are off path. These are not evidence that you are failing. These are not proof that something is wrong. These are confirmation that you are exactly where you need to be. These are confirmation that you are doing exactly what you need to do. These are confirmation that you are becoming exactly who you need to become. Important missions face opposition. Significant purposes attract resistance. Valuable assignments generate attempts at interference. The magnitude of what you came to accomplish can be measured by the intensity of what tries to stop you. Small missions face small opposition. Large missions face large opposition. Your mission, the one you carry, the one assigned before your birth, this is not small. This is not insignificant. This is not unimportant. The level of attack thrown at you proves the level of importance you carry. Think about what was invested in trying to stop you. Consider the planning. Consider the coordination. Consider the resources. Consider the expertise. Consider the time. Consider the energy. Consider the focus. All of that investment demonstrates value assessment. Darkness does not spend extensively on insignificant targets. Darkness does not deploy top resources against minor threats. Darkness does not coordinate group attacks against small lights. The fact that such massive effort was made to stop you reveals how massive your mission actually is. It reveals how significant your purpose truly is. It reveals how important your assignment actually is to the divine plan. Your enemies saw this. Your enemies recognized this. Your enemies understood this before you fully did. They attempted to stop you before you could fulfill your potential. They tried to stop you before you could step into your power. They tried to stop you before you could accomplish what you came to accomplish. But understanding came too late for them. Action came too late for them. Recognition came when you were already too strong. Recognition came when you were already too aligned for anything to work against you. Now you understand what took them so long to recognize. You are not random. You are not accidental. You are not optional. You are necessary. You are essential. You are irreplaceable. You are part of divine plan that cannot proceed without your participation. The plan cannot proceed without your contribution. The plan cannot proceed without your fulfillment of assignment. This knowledge grounds you. This knowledge centers you. This knowledge stabilizes you. This knowledge works against any future doubt. This knowledge works against any future opposition. This knowledge works against any future challenge. When you know you are necessary to creation itself, confidence becomes unshakable. When you understand you are essential to divine plan, nothing can convince you otherwise. When you recognize you are irreplaceable in universal design, fear loses all power over you. This is what walking in purpose feels like. This is what knowing your mission provides. This is what understanding your assignment creates. It creates absolute certainty. It creates complete confidence. It creates unshakable knowing. You know that you are exactly where you need to be. You know that you are doing exactly what you need to do. You know that you are becoming exactly who you need to become. Nothing can stop that. Nothing ever could. Nothing ever will. The title question now has permanent answer. You are the master. You always were the master. You always will be the master. This is not through what you learned. This is through what you are. This is not through what you performed. This is through what you embody. Their underestimation, their attack, their failure, all of it served purpose. All of it awakened you. All of it activated you. All of it confirmed for you what was always true, but perhaps not fully known. You are master. You are not master in the way practiced by those who attacked. You are not master through external power or borrowed force. You are master through internal wholeness. You are master through divine alignment. You are master through being exactly what you were created to be before time began. This cannot be taken. This cannot be lost. This cannot be diminished. What you are is permanent. What you carry is eternal. What you embody is unshakable. Consider what this means for your future. Every obstacle that appears before you will clear. This will not happen because you force it. This will happen because your path is already cleared. Every enemy that rises against you will fall. This will not happen because you fight. This will happen because fighting you is fighting the divine. Every plan against you will collapse. This will not happen because you defend. This will happen because what the universe protects cannot be touched by human schemes. Your life from this point forward operates under different rules. These are rules that apply to those carrying assignment. These are rules that apply to those backed by source. These are rules that apply to those who are masters not through achievement, but through being. Walk in this truth. Move in this knowledge. Exist in this reality. This is your reality now. This was always your reality, but now you know it. Now you own it. Now you embody it consciously rather than unconsciously. The impact of your victory extends beyond yourself. The impact reaches beyond your immediate situation. The impact touches every other chosen one who might face similar attack. Precedent has been established. Template has been created. Proof has been provided. Divine protection is real. Spiritual law operates exactly as written. Underestimating the chosen brings deadly consequences. Those who practice darkness will hear this story. They will learn this lesson. They will adjust their targeting. This will not happen because they become good. This will happen because they become smart. Continuing to attack the chosen when evidence shows such attacks backfire catastrophically is foolishness. Even darkness eventually learns from pain. Your stand, your victory, your proof, all of this makes it safer for others like you. This creates space for others to rise without facing same level of attack. You stood first. You weathered first. You proved first. You proved that the chosen cannot be touched. Remember this always. Remember this when challenges come. Remember this when opposition rises. Remember this when circumstances seem difficult. Remember what you survived. Remember what could not touch you. Remember what failed to break you. Remember that the worst was already thrown at you. The strongest attack was already launched. The best practitioners already failed. If that could not stop you, nothing can. If that could not break you, nothing will. If that could not dim your light, nothing ever will. You are proven now. You are tested. You are verified. You are confirmed. This is not through your own claims. This is through attempts to destroy you that only revealed you cannot be destroyed. This is the most powerful proof possible. This is not what you say about yourself. This is what reality demonstrates about you. This is what your enemies unwittingly proved about you. This is what their failure revealed about your true nature. They underestimated you. They called you student when you were master. They thought you weak when you were strong. They assumed you vulnerable when you were protected. That underestimation proved to have deadly consequences. It had consequences for them. It never had consequences for you. Their lives unravel while yours flourishes. Their power diminishes while yours expands. Their future darkens while yours brightens. This is perfect justice. This is perfect balance. This is perfect demonstration of spiritual law in action. Remember this. Carry this. Become this. The Master has always been you. The Master is now you. The Master will forever be you. That truth cannot change. That truth cannot be challenged. That truth cannot be diminished. Stand in it. Walk in it. Live in it. Living in your truth as Master is the most powerful way to exist. You have earned the right through what you survived. You have earned the right through what could not touch you. You have earned the right, through what failed to break you. The Master is you. The Master was always you. The Master will eternally be you. Own that truth completely.